remember me. So it's been a long time since I've spoken to you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna say it's about 3 weeks. So I just returned from my trip from UK, where I got to visit my family back in Northern Ireland. Also from my trip where I got to visit around Europe, which was Venice, Berlin, yes, also in Holland. So I had a great time. Today I'm very excited to launch to you guys something I'm going to call Girl Talk. I know it sounds really lame, but it fits. And basically I'll be covering different topics, all things girly. This video is for all of my younger viewers out there. For today's topic, we're going to be talking about Tom, aka Time Up Month. Chances are you probably already had some information about what a period is and why you get it, and hopefully you've already learned in school. My main aim of this video is just to talk about tips and pointers with dealing with it. Big thank you to my beautiful ladies on Twitter for your wonderful advice. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, is she going to be talking about periods on YouTube? Well, okay, yes I am, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's normal, it's nothing to be ashamed of. So the very first topic that we're going to be covering today is avoiding accidents. And I mean avoiding accidents as in terms of leakage. Don't laugh, because I knew for sure all girls have dealt with this and probably still are. The next rule is to be wise with your underwear, especially if you wear pads. If you're on your period, don't be wearing thongs, don't be wearing anything that's loose, because you just won't feel safe in it. So for me, I like to wear something that's snug, kind of like hipster panties, just so it just feels closer and more secure. Actually, know girls who even double up on their underwear, so they don't wear one pair, they wear like another pair over. And I know it sounds weird, but it just makes them feel safer, and it just holds the pad better for them. The next rule is to be wise on what you're wearing. For me, I think I would avoid wearing anything that's white or light or thin. I think I would be more comfortable wearing jeans because, you know, again, accidents could happen, and if you're wearing anything that's light, it could be very visible to the eye. So next up is to always make sure that you have supplies in your handbag, in your gym bag, in your school bag. So always be ready, whether it's for yourself or whether it's to help out a friend. I even know some girls who carry an extra pair of panties to school with them, because just in case. Next tip is to plan ahead. Keep a record of your cycle. Believe it or not, a lot of girls don't know how to mark their cycle. On a calendar, simply mark the first day of your period. You don't have to write period, it can just be a star. And then also mark the second time your period comes on, etc. And the time between these two dates is your cycle. For example, this one is 27 days. Another way to avoid accidents, again may sound really weird, is to sleep with a towel on your bed. Especially if you're staying over at a friend. So when I was a teen, that was what I did, especially if I stayed over at a friend's house. And when my friend would stay over, she would do the same. For the next tip, you can either just skip it or believe it. For me, it applies for me. I don't know about you guys. And yesterday when I was asking you guys on Twitter what's your best tip, a lot of you guys mentioned this. And it's basically avoiding drinking anything cold and eating anything too sugary, because this makes the flow a lot heavier. So normally when Tom comes, I avoid eating ice creams, I avoid drinking Coke, I just avoid eating anything that's too sugary. I know for sure that Chinese people say that pregnant women should not eat like red bean paste or eat like the red bean desserts, because it can cause a miscarriage. So I guess there's a link between them, but I'm not totally sure. Next tip is also from you guys to avoid having too much salt in your diet, or even anything that's high in sodium like your cup noodles, because supposedly not only it can make you bloat, but it can worsen your cramp conditions as well. Speaking of cramps, there are various methods to minimize the pain. I guess first step is to not let your cramps or whatever it is just ruin your day. Usually for me, I like to use this opportunity to pamper myself. You know, take a hot bath. Hot water will also help to release all the tension. I know a lot of girls like to lie on their back with their knees up, and this is supposed to reduce the pressure and reduce the pain. So for me, I think that's helpful. If you need to, don't be afraid to take painkillers. For me, paracetamol just does a trick. What really helps me is just a little exercise and just do a little bit of walking. A lot of girls on Twitter mentioned that stretching helps. During time of month, some girls would get very energetic because of hormones, but some girls can get really tired, and for me, I get really sleepy. And sometimes I almost feel slightly anemic. So definitely have a good intake of iron. Apparently eating bananas is good because all of potassium, and the potassium will also help to minimize any discomfort you're having. A lot of times girls can actually feel when they're going to get their period. Sometimes girls get tender boobs or itchy boobs. You may realize that you get a little snappy, a little cranky, and this is actually called PMS. And most girls like to believe they don't have it until they have a boyfriend. So because girls tend to break out just before or during your period, it gives you even more reason to cleanse, tone, and moisturize prior to getting your period and during it, because your skin will probably get a lot more oilier. Okay, so final factor is of course hygiene. If you use tampons, then of course make sure your hands are clean to avoid any infections. If you wear pads, change them often, and definitely shower every night, at least once a day. So that's the end of our Girl Talk episode. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Definitely be more episodes of Girl Talk to come. Yeah, hopefully you guys will like it. So until next time, take care guys.